Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead.
And I am Tiffany, Liquid Enthusiast.
And welcome to episode 24 of Beer and Other Shit Podcast Link Up Series. We are back in the building for Series 5 of Link Up.
Yes, we are. I am very excited about this series ahead. Very excited.
Have we had a bad one?
No.
Not even an average one.
Not even an average one. No. They're all excellent.
This you guys are going to be very happy with. By the time these come out, we are doing them after the fact, so you will be aware of the breweries, but we won't go and mention everybody just in case you aren't aware.
Yeah.
This was a really cool series. We have some breweries from Quebec, some from Ontario.
All of our favorites.
Yeah, like serious faves in these ones. So this one is super cool. It's I don't know if it's kind of the spring one. So the beer styles are interesting. I love that they're always catered to the time of year. Mm-hmm. And the way that changes, and it's always extra fascinating.
It's always thoughtful in that way too. Yeah, it's very cool.
Exactly. And for this series, we're going to, obviously we always talk about the diversity side of things, but we also just want to tap into the whole, community aspect and other social things that the breweries may have done and lessons that came from that, challenges, things like that as well, just to kind of paint the picture. Like if you're in the brewing industry right now and you're listening or watching, you might be able to take something from this, and that's what we're really hoping is that you can hear from these people who are participated, who are doing things like this, and then maybe you better borrow some ideas and do it in your business and help your community, and that's obviously what this is all about. So with that, the first brewery to kick off Series 5 of Link Up is a brewery that we were really closely following when they opened and got to know the guys beforehand. I believe we were the first podcast that had them on, which was very, very cool. We've been watching them just kill it over the last couple of years, and goddamn it, when we go back to
we're
Montreal,
definitely hanging out on the patio.
It's
basically one of the most aesthetic breweries that you've seen.
Oh yeah, Tiff is about that.
I'm about their branding. I'm about everything that they're doing. It's a gorgeous place. So
it's spectacular. Well said. So please welcome Alex from Mellön in the building.
Hi.
What up, brother?
Hi, guys.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh, I'm good.
Everyone's excited about you. Everyone's clapping. They're all thrilled to have you here.
First of all, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for being a part of Link Up and for kindly kicking off the series with what I might say is the first beer of this style that we have done in Link Up to date, which is very, very cool. So,
well, thanks for having me.
It's an honor and a pleasure, my friend. First things first, shall we get into this bad boy? Look at this gorgeous little can.
You got
right here.
the whole nice pack there ready to go.
Oh yeah. Alex,
with the
with
compostable, degradable, 4-pack holder.
Do they? I really love seeing them. I'm seeing them more and more, and it's very cool. Are they like? Can you use them more than once, or does the the cardboard kind of get a bit?
Well, you could, but the cans tend to fall out. So yeah, the downside is they're pretty much single use, but they're degradable. So yeah,
that's
what
I thought.
Downside for a big upside.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Exactly right. So tell us. Oh my God, I can just smell this. It smells incredible. Can you talk us through? Whoa. Oh my God. Can you please talk us through the beer? Tell us what you guys did, man, because this is interesting.
Yeah. So basically, we've been looking at when you guys reached out, you and Jacob, we looked at what the beer that's been done for the series, for the Link Up series, and we wanted to do something a bit different because, well, IPAs have been done a lot, so we wanted to do something that was more Mellön than IPAs. We do IPAs, but we wanted something that would stand out, and we really love Saison. And this one, I don't know, it worked. I mean, a Saison is something that used to be brewed for refreshments on the fields for the workers, and just like something that was social and communal and bringing people together, and we felt it was like a perfect match with the Link Up series, so that's why we chose this style.
Very thoughtful.
And yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. And
you
this
think?
one
Yes.
a 100% Motueka saison. So Motueka up from your part of the globe.
Yes.
Um,
Very cool.
it's and what's nice about this up, so I learned that from the folks over at Freestyle Ups. So every up has this trend like to be different from like early harvesting to late harvesting. So this one in particular, when they harvest it young, it's really like lime forward, really like mojito forward. And when they harvest it late, it tends to bring more like tropical fruit flavors. So we chose the young harvest to bring like more lime flavors that would really pair well with the yeast. It's like our favorite saison yeast. It's really peppery and like A forward.
Okay.
We felt that paired with the young, like the early harvest Motueka would like really pair well together and do something like really springy and refreshing.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. I swear I might have heard a little touch about that, but I didn't really understand the whole thing. So that's very, very cool. First and foremost,
Cheers.
bro, cheers. Get that in you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Oh yeah,
Wow, that's awesome.
man. I don't drink saisons enough. I love when I have a good one. Wow, it's nice and excuse me, nice
Nice.
and peppery too, which I
Yeah.
imagine is all part of it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, well, we tend to see more like barrel age and wild saison, like clean saison and like more traditional saison. Well, not traditional because I think back in the day saison were all wild because of the sanitation techniques and whatnot. But like really clean saison and yeast forward, we see more and more of these, but they're not like the trendiest style per se.
This is definitely more my vibe
Yeah.
when I'm thinking about saisons, for sure.
It's I know what you mean. I feel like Quebec, like now that we're out here and having, you know, obviously more Ontario beer than we were before, it was obviously the other way around. I feel like I see saisons a lot less out here. So but it's almost I don't know. I kind of almost prefer that because that means that the breweries who are doing them are the ones who are like passionate about them, and it almost makes more sense to drink a saison from Quebec that's well known for the style, and it's something they do. Whether it's a clean one like this, or it's a you know, a barrel aged one or some wild ones or something like that. But yeah, man, this is
Yeah, with
perfect.
places like
Yeah,
with Dunham and places like that, we are known for saison. I mean, Dunham has paved the way for all of us saison lovers in Quebec.
yeah, Dunham, I guess, or Val as well, unless they were afterwards. And there's still a few. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of, I guess, you know, people doing. You guys do barrel aged stuff too now, right? I know you had the fooder.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Were you always
We
doing
have
barrel?
two fooders and
Two fooders.
yeah, well, the first two brews we ever did went straight into barrels.
Amazing.
That's cool.
Well, fooders. Yeah.
The food. I remember seeing those out the back. I remember the first four beers. It was like the stout, the big stout, the pineapple IPA, the one that with the pineapple on the can. The No Woman No Rye, that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
That
the
was
name
killer.
was dope. I remember
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, who are these
I was
guys?
looking at this the other day, and there was a saison in that lot too, right?
Yeah, well, we released like 5 beers or 6 beers in 2 weeks, and these were all a part of it. Yeah, there was also a Czech-inspired pills. Check it out.
Yes. Okay, I had that one too.
Great
so-
names. All great
Yeah,
names.
All the names are killer. I feel like almost we stifled you. The one thing we obviously didn't interfere with the beer or the label, which we'll get to in a sec. But you guys are known for the names. That's the one disappointment for this one. Is it?
Sorry.
You could have come up with something fun, but yes, apologies for that. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
It's the first time it's not a song name or an album name or a band's name. It's the first beer we ever released.
Oh wow. Well, thank you for making
Thank
that
you
exception.
for changing.
For
Yeah.
this.
Is there any link up? There must be a link up song out there. We could just pretend to tie it to that.
Remember we
So we could have been named like Blink Up 182, but you guys didn't know.
Oh, we were just listening to a song the other day. It's called Link Up, and it's from the Spider-Man. You know the Spider-Verse?
The new one.
New one.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, they have a track called Link Up that's part of the soundtrack. So technically,
There you go.
there's a song out
a
there.
song.
It's with Metro Boomin. It was like
Yeah.
the Metro
and
Boomin
it's brand
soundtrack.
new, so it's like you got the word ahead of time.
You're ahead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was
There
the
you go.
Miles Morales
That's-
Spider-Man?
Yeah, the one with the different from what we saw a trailer. It was
Yeah, it's
something
like
to do
all
with
the different universes and
yeah,
stuff.
the animated
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty cool.
It's
It's not
really good.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen it? Is
But
it out?
It's not new. It's like 3 years ago.
Oh,
isn't it?
this is the new one. There's one called.
Oh,
So the one that you're talking about, I know what it is, and then they did a second one.
Yeah, it's like just coming out or just came out.
It's like it's a multiverse one, so that means there's Spider-Mans in every like,
This one's Across the Spider-Verse.
and the other one was called.
I don't know.
Into the Spider-Verse, wasn't it?
Oh,
The
Into.
first
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
So
That was
that's-
2018, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't know about it, and we only learned about this literally a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the different trailers because we don't really watch animated stuff. We watch all the Marvel things, but not animated. And Tiff's cousin showed
Have
us.
you seen the first one?
No, we haven't.
It's
good,
really good.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
keeps
it's
saying
really
that,
good.
so maybe it's worth watching. And a long story short,
It
but someone that we used to work with who we took over an event from, he is the like lead animator for the movie, so we should
Nice.
actually see it as like a
Yeah,
respect.
in Montreal.
You know, in Montreal. He was
Yeah.
from Montreal, but he moved to when he got the job at Disney. He moved to California. But yeah, we should check it out.
we will.
Yeah,
Okay, check it out.
I think
We'll
it
check
won
it
like
out.
best animated movie.
yeah, they got Oscars and everything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like they killed
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Because he has an Oscar, which is so cool.
Yeah. Was
Um,
it was an Oscar? Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it's
he
a
got an
movie.
Oscar.
Movies
Yeah,
are
yeah,
Oscars.
because
I thought it was.
he got an Academy. He's an
one of the
Academy
other ones.
Award-winning animator, which is
Jeez.
sick.
They're just running an
Um,
event in Montreal, like a hip hop. It was called Hip Hop Karaoke. So we just took over that when we first moved there. We took over that event, so we knew him and his now wife.
Yeah.
Crazy small world. That,
Yeah.
you know, Montreal's breeding the good ones. You know.
Yeah, they are. Hey, look at that, Montreal. You gotta say,
Killing
love
it.
Love it. So the next is the can, right? Are
The
we
can,
getting to
yes,
that?
please.
Yes.
So the beer, this is fantastic. Like this is so crushable, man. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
is it
really,
still
really
kick?
good.
Is there much of this kicking around at this point, or is it pretty much tapped?
All the kegs are gone. They
Few
they
cans
flew
left.
by like crazy.
Not
We have a
surprised.
few cans left, yeah.
Okay. So if people are by the time this comes out, this will come out pretty soon, actually. So you know,
Yeah.
it's a
Next week,
possibility next
basically.
week. Yep. So if there's possibility that you
Yeah.
get in soon, you better get one of these bad boys.
It's like
But
taking every drop. I was like,
Yeah, I know.
like
same.
there's nothing left
please,
in here.
Please.
But the art, the can art.
Yes.
Do you want to talk
Yeah,
about that?
so, of course. So basically, there's the yellow, your link up yellow, and
Yes.
so Megan is our can designer, and she's really good. She's really talented, and she always comes up with ideas, and she picks up the names, and she just always delivers with a concept that merges our style and that merges the name as well. So basically, all the shapes are linked up, and it creates something that works all by themselves. It'd only be like I don't know if you see this, but like a
You can say it in
when
French too.
it's raining. Yeah, in flack, like basically when it's raining and there's a I don't know, a pond of water in the street.
Mm-hmm.
But a puddle. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Puddle, yeah.
So these would look like puddles, but all together they create a shape and they link up and it works. Basically, that's the concept behind the
Dig it.
movement. Yeah, so it works. It works
Cool.
with the can. It
Yeah.
works with the name. It works with the campaign. So yeah,
I like as
Awesome.
well that it's different colors as well, showing I guess
That's
that
what I had. The vibe was
mean,
like they were
yeah.
linking up or meeting type thing. So that's cool.
like sharing a space together and
Yeah.
stuff. Love
Mhm.
it. We say this every time, but this is probably aside from the beer itself, this is probably our favorite part because we, as we've said, we don't have any discussion with you about this at all. So it's extra fun to see what you and your team come up with regard to that. Like, what does link up mean to us? And that's to us just the coolest shit. Like, it makes so much sense to do it this way. I love it, dude. The big bright yellow can, which is also the good thing about it. Like, this is super on brand. Like, if someone saw this at a store, like next to all your other beers, it wouldn't look out of place. It's exactly on brand for everything that you guys do, which is so sick. I
yeah.
love it.
She's really talented and she's been able to create something that works with the Link Up campaign. Our brand, like, literally shares the message. Like, people from every background, color, shape, whatever you want, it works. So I'm like, I don't know. She's really good, and I could close my eyes and pick a design she's done. It would work. So,
I
yeah.
love it. That's awesome.
Shout out
Dude.
to Megan.
Shouts to Megan, man. Killing the game. So, the beer, exceptional. Now, the link up side of things. So, obviously the mission of link up is to, assist in diversifying the craft beer scene, both as a social thing, obviously, but we want the inside of tap rooms to look like the outside world. But also as a genuine business problem. The only way for craft beer to grow and to flourish is that more people from different backgrounds who typically haven't been into beer is to get into beer. So otherwise there would be some sort of a ceiling on beer. So what about that mission, appealed to you and the team at Mellön to get involved?
Well, it goes back a long way. It goes back to like the roots of our business. When David and I were planning the business together, it was a while ago. It was like 6-7 years ago, and we saw the craft beer movement picking up and just getting crazy, and all the people benefiting from it. So basically, people were there for passion, but we also saw like people getting in there for business opportunities, and we saw like people like profiting of this industry, and we felt like this industry had to give back, and we felt like we wanted to give back in a way. So, and we felt beer was a perfect like social point to be able to put people together and to create a space that was welcoming and whatnot. So we worked, all the business plan was built around that. From the beginning of the business plan, we started to put social initiatives such as Link Up, and we started putting initiative in the terms of like getting people together, but also like helping out artists, and by doing whatever we could to help them out. And in many, many ways, we wanted Mellön to be a social space and a safe space for people so they could come in and share and have a good time. And the name comes from there as well. Mellön means friend. In the Lord of the Rings, they say, speak friend and enter it. It opens up the door, but we wanted the door to be always open, so you don't even have to say Mellön. The door is open for you wherever you're from. So basically, when we learned about Link Up, we felt it was like almost as it came from us, and just made sense. And we were brewing with the folks over at almost said guys, but I know we can't say guys. We need to be more inclusive, and we say folks. So we were brewing with the folks over at Cinquième Baron, and Jacob and I and David were talking about the Link Up initiative, the first series, and we felt, damn, we wanted to be part of it. And he said, yeah, we're going to be doing a second one. And we told him about other initiative we had, and he said, man, you folks need to be part of the second one. So it just started from there. Sorry, it's like really.
I still say guys all the time. I still say it all the time.
It's a tough one to break.
Yeah.
And obviously, none one means ill by it.
No,
it's just
it's always intention
no.
that matters.
I know, but I try to be better.
Yeah.
That's
better. All we can all do, though. So yeah. No, that's really cool.
So it came from there. It just when we learned about Link Up, we wanted to be a part of it, and then speaking with Jacob and Dimitri and Steven, we just said, okay, let's do something about it. We had other initiatives of our own, but just made sense for us, and we jumped right in.
That's dope, man. I actually didn't know that. I imagine that Jacob would be talking to people whenever he's doing collabs and stuff about it all. So that's even cooler that he was telling you guys about it from day one. So we made it work. I love it. It's very, very cool. Obviously it means a lot to us, being that we've known you guys since just before you opened and stuff, and just seeing the journey. It's really cool for us, like Tiff said, getting a lot of our favorite breweries involved in all of this, and just some people that we really respect and admire. And so thank you again. It's just very cool, and it makes me even happier to know how much it aligns with the mission of what you're doing over and above that. So like you said, perfect fit. The one question I wanted to ask before we get into some of your other initiatives, which is great, the thing we always talk about, which is obviously a lot of industry folks are curious about, or they're not really, they're curious about what other people deal with, but the actual act of hiring people for your business to try and have a diverse team in craft beer is already a pretty tough challenge for most breweries. A lot of people don't know it exists, didn't know it was an option, thought it was for white guys with beards type of thing. you know, and I was telling you off air that, you know, a lot of the breweries that, you know, we have on Link Up have an extra challenge where they're not based in a major city. So the actual pool of people who live in that area, you know, aren't as diverse. You know, just facts, just whoever lives in that particular area, which can happen a lot in many different places. So since you are based in Montreal, is it Rosemont or Villeray? I think it's Rosemont because you're south of Jean Talon, right? North of Jean Talon is Villeray.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, look, good man. Fuck.
Even when you're gone.
Even when I'm gone, see?
Yeah.
Montreal, it's in here.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are right next to a quite diverse area, actually.
Yeah.
You know, in that sort of the beginning of the East End, just east of Saint Laurent there. What's it like when you guys put out a job ad? What do you get a diverse pool of people who apply for jobs at the brewery?
I would really like to say yes, but unfortunately no. It depends of the type of job we post for. I mean, if we are looking for someone, we just only looked once for someone in the brewery, and pretty much only white males. Like, I don't even know if a female applied for the job. And then the bar portion of the brewery, it's pretty much 50-50, male and female, but not really diverse in terms of, unfortunately, in terms of origins and whatnot. It's really pretty much unilateral, if I can say so.
That makes sense, and as expected, obviously, like we're saying, it's this is the problem we're all trying to solve. So I was just extra curious because of where you're based. Do you have any thoughts on to maybe, you know, being that you are based there, which is a diverse neighborhood, particularly if you got Saint Hubert, which you're right before. That street is super diverse. So there's all sorts of people up there. I went used to a Dominican barber up there, and like there's, you know, all sorts of restaurants with different cuisines and different cultures. Like it's super diverse street. Do you have any theories on maybe why the talent pool for your brewery, based on where you are, isn't particularly diverse?
Honestly, that's what David and I have been trying to know. We don't really know why, and it's one of the reasons why we wanted to participate in Link Up. I mean, we're obviously trying to do things better, but at the core, we're two white males, really like privilégiés. How do you say that in English?
Yeah,
like
privileged
white males that have pretty much anything on a silver platter, and we wanted to do something about that. Things have been easy for us our whole life, and we wanted a place where it can be easy for other people too. So first step in taking part in that like initiative is doing something ourselves and being a part of the solution, being a place of a welcoming space, a safe space, a place where people feel welcome and feel included. And so it's the first step, but we don't really know why, because the clientele is pretty diverse though.
Okay, that was my next question.
That's cool.
Yeah, talk about that.
I think maybe because of our staff is pretty much 50-50 in terms of gender diversity. It's pretty 50-50, and the place is not too like masculine. It's pretty like welcoming. So I think maybe that helps with, because our clientele is pretty much 50-50. In some nights even more female and women come in. So I say female, I don't know why I say female. I think it's my French, and I don't really know how to translate, but are more women coming in than men. So yeah, at some nights. So that's really nice, and we're pretty, not proud, but happy about it. And we have people from any area coming in, so they're pretty diverse clientele, but not in terms of job applications.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess that makes sense because based on where you are, people haven't been before. I mean, Jean Talon's a major street in Montreal, and Saint Andre there. Like you're right, sort of in the center of right next to the market and other super busy streets like Saint Laurent, Saint Hubert. So you guys having this big patio as well that stands out, like particularly in summer, stands out. It's like a full L shape from memory of what you told us. To some people, it could just be a cool bar. So that kind of gets people over the hump of like, oh, it's a brewery. Like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, isn't that just for white guys or whatever? Like, people might be like, hey, this patio's jamming. There's music and people are happy and they're drinking and eating. And, that can probably get people over the line, I think.
For sure.
Particularly in that area. And particularly, obviously, the summers are the greatest. Montreal's got to be one of the greatest cities in the world for the summers. So, that hopefully is contributing to that. As that area obviously changes probably in demographic a little as well, maybe there's it's probably moving that way if I'm not mistaken, like all the areas that maybe the plateau and Mellön are kind of getting priced out. It's getting super expensive, so then everyone's moving east for the most part, so there'd probably be a whole lot of new young people that are coming from these other areas into there and switching it up. So that's
Yeah. I was thinking too, when you do the job ads, and I don't know how often you hire, is it mainly online? Is that where that's looking like? Mainly like say Indeed and things like that?
Oh, no, it's like social media, and sometimes, in fact, we posted a job like looking for people once, and we just received like random applications, and we call back people. We don't post anywhere, so that probably is one of the reasons.
Yeah. So I was thinking for the next one, I think one, we have the plugs, so we can help with that too. Like we
just send us the link.
You just send us the job ads and we'll promote them. But also what I was wondering, and this is not something I've thought of before, but I was like, because you have a more diverse drinker set, so you have a more diverse tap room, I wonder the next time you're hiring, if you actually have like physical collateral, behind the bar or something, that's just like, hey, we're hiring. Like inquire within, it's like a QR code and someone just opens it. Maybe that will get you a more diverse base because they're already there. It's just like they just don't know. They might not follow you on social. Because I was thinking you're lucky that you have like a cool walk by and you're in a cool neighborhood where more people will come. Where some of the people we talk to, all their consumer base still looks the same as the business. But like so that could be something interesting to test out.
It's a very good point. Could be a really good idea. The truth is, we're so small and we're so reactive, so we're like, okay, we need someone in 2 weeks. Let's look at the application we received, and that's pretty much how everything happens. Or we receive a CV that's really nice, and we're like, okay, we need to hire this person. So that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that makes
100%.
sense.
If I love the idea of putting the people are already in, so.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, you put something on the bar or on a few tables or something like that, and just be like, hey, look.
And like you said, if people are walking by because the space looks good, they don't necessarily follow us on social media. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, the people who would be new converts, because I bet you're doing a lot of, which is another like kind of really important thing, is like I feel like you guys are a gateway space. Not that the beers are very approachable for people who aren't particular beer drinkers, but obviously they're extraordinarily. It's the place that we want to go as beer nerds, I guess. But you guys are probably attracting people who are newer to the space. So then there's this opportunity to sort of like convert them, and that's probably one way. That's a really good idea. I don't think we've ever said that.
Yeah, no, I don't. It just came to me while we were talking.
But
I
love these pods for these little random ideas that come up with the conversation. That's the whole point. I love it. But yeah, that's because you got a very unique situation, which is very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
cool.
And we're so like focused into the industry that we don't really see it from the outside, and from the outside probably looks like a white boys club. I don't know how it looks on the outside because I'm so inside. I've been inside it for quite a while now, so I don't know how it looks. But I know when I see it represented, it's like either it's a joke and a stereotype or a meme of a white guy with a beret and drinking beer and just like pretty much only that. And like South Park, the guy drinking IPAs and telling jokes about IPAs, or it's like a bank advertising about like you can live your dream and have a business. It's a white male in overalls in a brewery. It's pretty much always the same.
It's the same guy.
So,
yeah, fair.
That's such a good point.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big I think that's a challenge that everybody has to get over and try and break that. The stereotype is like the damaging one. Like it's the one that makes people think craft beer is stupid, or like, all ridiculous and not
Yeah.
actually realizing how like it's more complex than wine. I've heard from people who have actually said technically, as far as the breadth of styles and the pairings and the things that you can do. So it's like it's just education. Like even on our BOS, the shorts on YouTube, because the shorts hit a larger audience than the regular stuff. So then I get these ridiculous comments of people saying IPAs are shit. I'm like, okay, because they're hitting these different people, so they don't know what an IPA is, because they probably think it's 1995 bitter piney thing, when it's so much more than that now. So yeah, that's definitely one big thing that we all need to break. On the other side of stuff that you guys have been doing, talk about some of the other different initiatives that you guys have been doing in the community in any shape or form, since you guys have been open for the last couple of years.
Well, when we opened, what we wanted to do was a social beer of the month. Was like before we opened, we wanted to do a social beer that was giving back every month, and then we opened up a year after leasing the place, and the pandemic hit and whatnot. So the social beer of the month became something that was not really doable, because we needed to pay the rent and pay back the rent for a year back. So yeah, it was not something we could do. But when we got like back on our feet and when we're solid, we look into that, and that's when David and I sit and thought about like who we were, two white privileged men having like things easy, and we said, what can we do? And we discussed, because we didn't want to do something just to do something, and we didn't want to, like, let's say, use the International Women Rights Day and say let's power women, and we didn't want to use these just do a marketing stunt and do something. So we wanted to go above and beyond, and we didn't know how to do that, because every idea we had was something that we thought was good, but we're not the ones needing to be included and whatnot. So we looked around us, and the International Women's Day came, and we have really, really intelligent and powerful girlfriends, David and I, and we told her, what can we do? What can we do about that? And we asked our moms and our best girlfriends, and they came up with the idea of brewing a beer all together, having a discussion during the brew, and then selling this beer for like the cause, like a foundation of their choice. And that's what we did last year. So we brewed a beer, and all the profits went to La Maison Bleue, which is a foundation in Quebec that helps women, pregnant women and their family that are in a really hard situation, and they help them with all sorts of things, and with they have like doctors, and they have psychiatrists, and they have stuff like that to help them with their pregnancy and their families and their life in general.
Nice,
so
that's
we brewed
awesome.
the beer. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to do even more this year, so we did the same thing this year, but this time we took our female employees, and we told them, you're basically the art of the company. So what can we do to make this day even better? Because this day is not about us doing something; it's about Mellön doing something. So what can we do together to make this day even better? So they came in, all our female employees. They came in. We brewed the beer together, and they sat down and they discussed and they planned a few things. And we wanted to be a part of it, but we wanted it to be their initiative, because we didn't want to be like still the ones controlling the discussion and the conversation. We wanted them to be the ones. In fact, we wanted it to be a conversation, not us telling them do something. We wanted them to tell us, this is what we think could work. So that's what they did, and we still gave all the profits to La Maison Bleue, but we also did an evening, and they really took it like it was their own. It was really nice. And so they planned an evening, and we had like a food caterer. I don't know if I say
like
correctly.
A caterer? Yeah, like a caterer come through. Yeah, sweet.
And so a woman-owned business, and she came in, and we sold the food, and we took the profit and gave it to La Maison Bleue, and we did like really nice things. Our employees, they printed women in the beer industry facts and put it all over the wall so people can really understand. But
Oh.
because we can talk about women at work in general, but we don't really know that, do we? I mean, we're in a brewery, so we wanted to talk about women in the brewing industry.
Yeah.
So for us, this is diversity because we're two males owning a brewery. So it's like a first step in that direction.
Love that. That's so
Starts with-
cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. And
Yeah.
I believe women actually invented beer anyway. Women were the ones who actually
Yeah.
created it like 6,000 years ago.
In Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, women were the ones brewing beer for a really long time before it became
Yeah.
Yeah.
men.
What happened
on
there?
The patriarch.
Yeah.
The patriarch. Highly likely then.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say so.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's that. Like you said, all diversity is good diversity for breweries. So I mean, like that's like the first step, and I think that was like the glaring problem over the last maybe decade, even more so than the cultural divide. But like it was like literally all dudes, and then it started to become more balanced gender wise, and then now the next one is that. So but there's still a lot of work to do, I think, with
For
gender
sure.
stuff as well. So it's very important to do that, to recognize the origins of where everything started. So that's dope, man. It's cool that
It was
you're able
nice.
to do
And
that. Yeah.
We did another thing too as well. So in the neighborhood, there's a school. I know beer in school is not really something you want to be
Depends
messing
how
around
well
with, but yeah, but the school, they organize a beer garden festival, and they will take the profit of this beer garden and pay tuition for, like, I don't think it was 10 students. So it really made sense for us. So we gave them beer.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
so for the beer garden, because like I said, we felt like Mellön was a social center point for people to be brewing up ideas and initiative, and this is in our neighborhood, so it just totally made sense. I know it's school and you don't want to be putting alcohol, but no students were involved
Hey,
in
hey,
the
hey.
beer garden festival.
Yeah. We were all drinking as students. Oh, sorry. I mean, how old? How
How
old
old?
were they?
It's high school, so
High school.
Yeah, we were all drinking in high school. I wish we were drinking craft beer. We were drinking Old English.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Old
wow.
E. Yeah, you used to
Gangster.
buy Old E and whatever the other big one is.
Colt 45.
Yeah, Colt
St.
45s.
Ives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, could you imagine if someone had passed on some beautiful craft beer for us?
Yeah.
We'd
I
have
wonder
much
if-
more developed palates earlier.
That's true.
Look at that. So
What if
hit them
people
while
would-
they're young. That's what you gotta do.
But Mellön does not stand
But
for that.
Mellön does not support that.
You have to be
okay?
18 to enjoy their
You
You
product.
must be 18 plus
in
to
the province
enjoy.
of Quebec, and
Exactly.
anybody who does
And
that
19 plus in other parts of
exactly
of
right in
Canada.
other parts of the world.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
respect and honor the
The
legal
ages, the legal age
structures
limit.
put in
I meant
place.
the high schoolers who are 18 who are
Yeah,
like
year 12, like-
redoing the year 12,
No, some
12
people turn
12th
18 in
grade.
year 12.
Yeah, and some people in the,
thank
you know.
you for clarifying.
Exactly, of course.
You
Come
would
on.
never. We don't condone any of that.
No,
behavior
never.
in any shape or form.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's great, man. I love that. I mean, obviously, obviously, this is certainly something that you guys have been doing since the beginning, and it's really like, like you said, ingrained in the business. And I imagine it's just only going to keep growing from there. You guys did open for, to be. People do have to remember you opened in May 2021. Like that was like deep pandemic when
Prime pandemic time.
like
Yeah.
you didn't even get to really have the proper patio that summer. I don't think because it wasn't it like on and off if I'm remembering, or did you?
Oh, is that when they were closing all the
Well-
time? When they were closing and opening all the
Yeah, I
time?
think.
Remember when they had
So
the laws?
we opened up in May, and we couldn't have people on premise for like 2 months, and then we opened up the patio. I think it was maybe not 2 months, maybe a month and a half. So mid-June we couldn't have people on premise, but it was patio only, no people inside,
Mm.
and then it was like
Gotcha.
stuff like that. But the on and off was more was afterwards.
Yeah, when the
I think it was
government was
in
going
the
back
Christmas
and forth.
time of
Okay.
2021
Yeah,
from
yeah.
memory. Yeah, and then
Okay.
everything got cleared because we went to the big concert. Went to a concert in like March 2022,
Mhm.
and that was the first major time we'd been out because we just didn't really go anywhere for a while. But I think because it was on
Yeah.
off, on off, on off. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys have had like there's a bunch of breweries who've opened in the last few years that have, including Sankey and Baron, who have had a pretty interesting ride. So it's, the fact that you guys are still dedicated to these type of causes speaks volumes. It's very, very cool and very admirable that, even through all of the hardships and the just, you know, you trying to start a new business, which I can only imagine how stressful that is. Not, generally speaking, not having a, you know, a situation like that where it was unpredictable and it's, you know, you have to do change on a whim. Like, okay, tomorrow morning you can't open up anymore, and you have to, you know, it's a lot. So the fact that you guys are still doing this, bro, is very, very cool. And I imagine it's only gonna ramp up from here. You know, being that now you're 2 years in, and you know, fingers crossed, touch wood, that you know, everything continues to go smoothly in this wonderful society of ours. Yeah, knock that. Yeah, man, it's very, very cool. Was there anything else we wanted to touch on these topics for this tonight at all, or did you feel like we kind of got to everything?
Well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, we've been pretty lucky. I mean, yeah, we're open up in the pandemic, and opening a business is hard, but it's the only thing we've known, opening a business in a pandemic. It's the first one we've opened, and we feel really lucky about the warm welcome we've received in the industry and everywhere we went. So we don't want to gloat about the things we do. It's just something that was the core part of who we were at the beginning, and just makes more sense by the day, by the welcoming response we have in the community. So yeah, it's not something we gloat about. It's something that just is part of who Mellön is, and who our employees come in and they just fit right in that social brewery vibe we have going. Yeah, and we really want to be doing more. I mean, we're in there, of course, to be making a living out of a brewery, but it's not something we're doing to become millionaires. It's something we do because we love it, and we feel the brewery is like the social point. People get there to have a good time. They get there to like decompress. I don't know if you say that in English, but in French we say that when after a hard day's work you go there and you just, it suits your everything suits your day. So yeah, we wanted something.
That's the right same word.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, and
that's beautiful. Congrats on everything, dude. It's very, very cool.
Thanks.
To watch you guys just thrive and grow and continue to kill it. And thank you again for being part of Link Up.
Thank you.
The beer is crushing it.
It's awesome.
I want to say the same thing to you guys. Thank you for doing what you guys are doing. I think it's something we really need as an industry, but not just as an industry, but as people in general. We need people doing things like that so we can move forward together as a community, as a country. And I feel like we're really lucky to have people like you guys doing what you're doing, and Jacob at 5e Baron, all the folk at 5e Baron. So thank you guys for what you guys are doing. I mean, we're just part of it. You guys are brains and the hardworking soldiers behind it.
Appreciate you, man. And look,
thank you.
Hopefully it's making a difference where, you know, at least trying, and, you know, it's a brick by brick situation from our side, from your side, from everyone who's sort of doing this. It's, you know, everyone who cares about craft beer just wants to see it thrive and continue to you know, to be around, and for more and more people to discover it, because it can only get better, you know, with more and more people involved. And you know, it has an exciting future. So it's very, very cool. It's just great. It's cool. We get to talk to people like
really
you.
Really happy we could put a brick in that wall.
Hey, man. Ooh, I like
Love that. Yeah, that's cool.
A bar.
See, you all got the words. You always have the words on point, you know? You got the titles, or whatever, the names.
The names.
And yeah, you're good with the words. You're the whole Mellön team.
And it's a second language too.
Yeah, and you got it on lock. Yeah, killing it.
Brother.
Thank you again.
What we're gonna do is take the thumbnail. So do you want to hold up the can there, and then we'll wrap up, and then we'll finish up off air here. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. Stunning. Alex, where can everybody find Mellön online and in real life?
So online at Microbrasserie. Only Instagram and Facebook's the only two places we have time to manage.
Makes sense.
And in real life, 7141 Saint-André Street in Montreal, right next to Saint-Hubert Street and to the Jean Talon Market. So you come out of Jean Talon Market, Jean Talon metro station, and you walk 111 steps, and you're right there.
111 steps. I love that.
Oh,
That's
you
great.
can be sure I counted every step.
That's amazing. I know the exit. I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's Alex would never
Easy.
lie
Couldn't
to
be
you guys.
easier.
Couldn't be easier.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys get down there, check out the patio. We will be there this summer. Thank you again, bro.
And the pizza.
Oh,
Oh, and
the
the
pizza.
pizza.
You have Pizza Tony. We're saying that offline. This is like a real like famous or super hyped Montreal like pizza joint. And I saw it today, coincidentally. I guess you announced it today. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we announced it before, but yeah, we just wanted people to know pizza there from Wednesday to Sunday.
Nice.
And yeah, Pizza Tony taking care of the pizza on the patio. So like
That's very
we
cool.
said in the post, come for the foam and stay for the za.
Back to
See, the
words.
words. Yeah, the words are great.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Alex, thank you again, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell
Ding.
so you know when all the new episodes drop. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast and, of course, at Link Up Beer everywhere at linkupbeer.org. If you or anyone you know are fit the bill and are BIPOC and you are looking to get involved in craft beer, shoot us an email. We can chat, see how we can help you. That's what we're doing. We've got a lot of Cicerone is the main thing right now. We're working on some other stuff like scholarships and things like that. So
Very exciting things
yeah,
coming
it's
up.
good. We're actually investing this money into something cool, man. So very proud. Series 5 link up. Alex, appreciate you again. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.